our car wasn't very good most of the night. We had a couple of runs where we got, fifth up there around fifth or so, and then we just really struggled with it. Couldn't get it turning. It burned the right rear off, and just kept battling through that. And then we had to go to the rear with about 100 to go, and really thought we were in big trouble there. But we were able to fight up through there, and finally figured out what our car needed towards the end. We were probably one or two adjustments away from having something for Joey and Kyle. But all in all, it was a good night for us. It was pretty tough there for a while. Just hanging onto the car with my wrist and all that, so it hurt pretty bad there for a while, and just glad we were able to put together a decent night. Almost had Kyle there on that last restart, almost had him clear, just he got on the right rear getting in three, got me loose, and then once he got ahead of me, I was too tight anyhow, and probably wouldn't have been able to hold him off even if I could have cleared him. So third is a good night for where we were all weekend and for what we had most of the night, and proud of my guys for their efforts.
Joining Martin up on the stage is Joey Logano, our second place finisher in tonight's Advocare 500, driver number 22, Shell Pennzoil. Joey, talk a little bit about your night, obviously leading the most laps tonight and then coming home second. Talk about the race.
You just said it. Leading the most laps and finishing second isn't
I know the feeling about it.
Yeah, you do. No, I mean, my guys did a great job. They gave me an awesome Shell Pennzoil for today. The only thing I would change about it is it being better the first 6 laps of a run. After that, the thing was a rocket ship. We overcame a loose wheel early in the race, cycled ourselves out back to the lead after all that. And then we restarted third with I think 30 to go or so. Kyle spun his tires, trying to, you can't pass him. You're trying to get everything going, and 56 over here, Martin Truex had a big run, and he stuck at 3 wires. I don't blame him. It's a great move, and when that happens, you're kind of shuffled out. I got put all the way back to 6th, and then there's another caution. So I just needed 30 laps of green flag to get all the way up there. Just when there's a restart after another restart, and you don't have a car that's very good on the first 5-6 laps of a run, it just didn't give me the greatest opportunity there. But we were catching them in the last few laps. Just needed 5 more laps to get them, maybe less.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions here in the media center. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. Questions for Martin or Joey? We'll take one in the back with Rick. Then come back up to Jim.
Rick Miller, race day. Joey, do you consider yourself a favorite to win the chase?
If we get in, I feel like with 3 straight top 5s right now, I think we are. We have a really good shot at it. I think you can't count us out right now. This team's super strong, and it looks like we're hitting our stride, right at the right time here. So. As long as we get in first, and then we'll see what happens. All the guys who are racing tonight, 56, Newman, 78, they all had a good night too. So obviously your points day isn't as good as you wanted it to be, but in general it is a big deal for us or help us get into the chase next week in Richmond. But yeah, I do feel like right now we do have a shot at it, one step at a time right now.
We'll take our next question from Jim, then go over to Nate.
Charles Trevor, this is kind of a follow-up questions to Rick, and I say this half seriously, Joey. At the end of last season, there were people who considered your Sprint Cup Series career washed up at the old age of 23, but you obviously are in your best position to make your first chase, and maybe, although I'm sure you would like to see Brad in it, maybe the only representative for Penske if it works out that way. How do you take in this season? What has it been like? I know it got off to a rough start, but how does it look going into this last 11 race?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's obviously really tough for Brad tonight. I don't know exactly what happened to his motor, but those are things you can't afford to happen when you're in the position that both of our cars are in. So we'll have to go back and look at that. But the season in general. If you're going through a points penalty and going through some tough luck at the beginning of the season, I'm pleased with where we're at. But I want to be more. I want to win more races. I want to be up towards the front a little bit more often. And obviously the last 3 weeks we've been there. But like I said, I'm happy with the way we've been running the last few weeks. Yeah.
We'll go to Nate for our next question, then go up to the press box.
Nate Ryan, USA Today Sports for Martin. at one point during the race, I think you were radiating that the cast kind of burned through. Are you going to be doing anything different with that for Richmond and then kind of follow through?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of broke right here.
Your wrist or the cast?
Well, both. First the wrist, but now the cast is just inside my hand here. It got all soft. You kind of see it moves. It's real soft, it's like nothing there, and it's kind of broke right here between my thumbs. So, see what we can do with it. I mean, it feels good now. I mean, it hurts like hell when you're in there just steering the car. I mean, you know. I mean, when you're steering back and forth here and you're out of control and you're hanging on and you're just sawing the wheel on old tires, it felt like every time I move it, somebody's hitting with a hammer. So I don't know what I can do to change that. I mean, it's just gonna have to deal with it. I mean, this is probably one of the hardest tracks to drive on, I would say, as far as, you know, how much you turn the wheel, how many times you're catching the car. I mean, you never know what the heck it's going to do. So I mean, it's like a surprise party every time you drive down the corner here. You know. And so this is a tough place, and I don't think, you know, Richmond will be quite as hard on it. And so we'll just see. But yeah, I think that, you know, maybe it's just gotten wet from sweat or something and softened up. So we'll have to look into that.
And then a quick follow-up. You're right now, I think, in the second wild card position. You're 5 points ahead of Ryan Newman. Does that give? I mean, does it matter going to Richmond, or is it just
5 points?
Yeah, it's
doesn't
just
make
like
me
you got to
feel
win,
good.
right? Yeah.
No, I mean, we were hoping Casey'd stay up in that top 10, you know. You know, he'll be good at Richmond, so it is what it is. Just have to wait and see, you know. We had a good night tonight when we needed it, and, you know, last week absolutely killed us, but, you know, there's been, you know, other races this year that we fell out of that killed us too, so just it is what it is. We have to go race hard, and proud that we were able to come here and have a good night when we needed, you know, the pressure was on, and we made it happen. So I thought once we got sent to the back there with 100 to go, I thought we were done. I said, you might as well hand over a wild card, but we were able to fight through it. So that's what we'll have to do next week too.
Okay, any more questions down here? A question upstairs got answered. Okay, we'll take one up here for Mike.
Mike Neff from ProStretch.com for Martin. Last year you kind of gave one away here, or had one taken away from here. This year you rebounded and were in a bad situation with good one. Does that give you a little more confidence or feel a little bit better going into Richmond than you did last year when you were rolling out?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Richmond's totally different animal than Atlanta. We did do a test there and felt like we were a lot better there at the test than we were in the spring, but you never know. You know, that place is very, very difficult. You know, a lot like here, you practice in the day, you race at night, the track changes a lot, so you never really know what you have until the race starts. And, you know, heck, there's times you can dial it in, there's times that you just can't. So, you know, tonight I wish I had the car I had last year in the circumstances I had tonight, to be honest with you. That's what I really needed. You know, our car was super last year. Tonight our car wasn't that good. We caught the brakes and had good restarts and was in the right place at the right time and was able to make some moves. You know, last year we were in the wrong place at the wrong time. And we had a dominant car, we just finished fourth. So, you know, I know how Joey's feeling. His car was phenomenal. And, you know, I know that feeling is frustrating. But, you know, it's all you can do is do your best, and you got to be proud of what you did and go home and try to do better next week.
If both of you could comment on the tire, and I know that was a big topic this weekend of the new tire, the zone tread tire coming in. If both of you could talk about what you thought about the tire.
He obviously liked them.
I liked it more tonight than I did last night. I don't know what happened last night to our tire. I don't think it had anything to do with the dual compound deal, but I didn't have an issue with it. It ran pretty good for me. I didn't have, every time we had a pit stop, Todd came on the radio and said tires look good. So,
I do.
You know, a lot of guys were pushing them hard. I don't know if there was any tire failures tonight or not, but it seemed like it was a pretty solid tire. It hung in strong, and I thought it put on a good race for the most part.
I like last year's tire better.
Any other questions?
So we're 50-50 about it, apparently.
You liked them, I didn't. Next question.
Okay, we got a final question in the back. Raise your hand.
Shane Dwayne with Worldwide Media. Is there anything that you agree about tonight?
We both are mad because we didn't win.
We both agree that sucks.
All right, guys. Congratulations on your second, third place finish, and
Thanks,
good
guys.
luck next weekend in Richmond.